Chris Brockman, on a scale of 1 to 10, you and your Georgia Bulldog household, how much does Nolan Smith make Sarah Tiana and everyone else in the Georgia Bulldog family of yours happy?
Let's see. I say a 10,
10?
but a back-to-back 10.
How about 10? Got it. 10 plus 4.39, so 14.39.
Can we get him on can Sarah get him on the Falcons?
I don't know. That's entirely possible. You never know. And he's joining us now, fresh off of his Dynamite Combine on NFL Network that I was very thrilled to be calling. The great Nolan Smith here on the Rich Eisen Show from the Georgia Bulldog football program. How you doing, Nolan?
How you doing? Thank you for having me. It's a blessing to be on your show, and I'm just happy to be here. Talk a little bit about the great Georgia Bulldogs.
Now, I know you once you ran that 4.39, and we're chatting to our colleague Stacey Dales. You turned NFL Network into a Georgia Bulldog, I guess, television recruiting program. That's pretty much what you did on our air.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I try to recruit. We got to out recruit the other schools now, just because NIL. It's crazy now. Every school has their best offer against their best offer. So what can the school really offer and what can they bring? So that's what I try to bring to the light and tell people other than the money. It's a lot fortunate things that Georgia can bring to you.
Well, and before we get to the trappings or trimmings or fixins that you mentioned on NFL Network, to me, obviously your teammates rooting you on as they did, that video that went viral, of your teammates watching you run the 40-yard dash. And what did you think of when you saw that? I think we showed it to you on live NFL Network television, but I give you the floor a few days later, Nolan.
Yes, sir. That's just the connection piece at Georgia. Guys just cheer for other guys. We know each other's background. We know each other's stories, so we know how hard each other works for the goals. And, one of my goals, I used to say, man, I want to run a 4.4 at the combine, and those guys seeing those numbers and they were excited. They just didn't know when I was training I blew those numbers through the water, so we had to make a new number.
No, but I think you saw the unofficial time being 4.44. Did you throw your phone in disgust when you did that? Did I see that on our air,
Yes.
Nolan?
Yes, sir. I kind of threw my phone in disgust just because I have tweaked my hamstring a little bit, and RC told me don't run again. That's my strength coach, my trainer. Mm-hmm. And when he said that, I just thought I could lay down a better time, and I just got upset, because they called it and they said, hey, I don't think you should run again. That was a really good race, and it looked good online.
And so you thought you didn't get your sub 4.4 and you weren't going to run it again, and that's why you were all upset and angry.
Yes, sir.
But
that's really it.
And then you found out you actually did run sub 4.4, right?
Yeah, that made me excited. That changed my day when she told me my official time came in at 4.39.
Yes.
So I said, okay, that's a little better. That made my day a little better.
Okay.
She made me smile.
Well, Stacey Dales makes everyone smile. So and then that's when you started going into your recruiting pitch for Georgia. What's this new restaurant? What the heck was it?
Bones is an amazing restaurant, and we have a lot of things set up nicely at Georgia. Not the indoor facility, but Bones is a new thing that's just added this year. We have our own restaurant in our facility. We got our own chefs and everything, and it's just for the Georgia football team.
That's it. I couldn't come there. Could I be your +1 at Bones, Nolan?
No, you couldn't be my +1 at Bones. You had to be a part of that. Those guys in the locker room. That's the privilege of coming to Georgia. You eat at a beautiful restaurant for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Wow. Mm-hmm. And did I hear surf and turf's on the menu at Bones? Did I hear that too? Did I pick that one up?
Yeah, Fridays is surf and turf. Thursdays before the spring practices are on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So on Thursdays we usually have surf and turf. For the games we do a little surf and turf, or however, whatever we really want that week. We talk to Miss C, Miss Coria gets it worked out, and it's a restaurant, so we really can do anything. All menu is open.
Now, and I also understand, teammates are teammates and everything like that, Nolan Smith. To me, Bones should be serving up whatever Darnell Washington wants to eat. That's pretty much the way I saw for the rest of the combine.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? Old number zero could push that sled, man. The old number zero could push that sled, man. Oh, my God. I couldn't believe that, what I saw. What is that like being around him, Nolan?
Darnell's just a great guy. We call him the Big O. He's our 6'0" lineman that can catch the ball, that's just athletic. That's what I call him. One of those guys on the split zone that you don't want to look down that midline and see. You see Darnell coming, you better have your big boy pants on.
Yes, I would agree with that. He had a heck of a combine as well. So, what was it like for you? I've got Nolan Smith here on the Rich Eisen Show. What was it like for you to watch your teammates play without you because you tore your pec last year?
Oh, it was exciting for me just because that's the goals that we work for in the summer. You know, we talk about going back-to-back national championships or really just playing 15 games because it's a privilege to play 15. You know, some people stop at 14, some people stop at 13. We always say it's a privilege to play 15 games, and when I was there with them and everyone accomplished the goals on the team, it just lit me up inside, and I was just happy. My heart was just hurting from all the joy.
Well, and then, to see you kissing the trophy there in Los Angeles, what was that like that night? Stetson's got the cigar lit and things like that for you.
Well, it was just one of those nights where you will never forget. You got to be in that locker room. I try to tell people you can't explain it from outside looking in, but if you're in that locker room, no matter if you played or if you only played half of the season, that moment's just special to share with all you guys because that's what we work for. We work for to win team accomplishments like championships and something that you can put on the board or put your name up there forever that no one ever can take from you.
I've got Nolan Smith here on the Rich Eisen Show. Let's get to your goals. What's your goal as a professional football player, Nolan? Let's get to it.
Oh, Super Bowls. That's what I want. You know, I'm a ring chaser. I can care less about individual accolades just because, Tom Brady won all the Super Bowls and he's automatically in the Hall of Fame. So, the things that carries a team and inside the players, I'm just looking for a great group of guys that just want to work, and I'm 100% able to find that in the National Football League.
And so who did you speak to at the Combine? How many teams do you think you speak to at the Combine?
Oh, I probably spoke to a lot around 25 teams. My favorites, though, well, just because my childhood, those are my childhood favorites, and just watching those coaches now to see what they do, and now I have an opportunity to sit in front of them. Pete Carroll, Mike Tomlin, and then the great Chiefs, their organization.
So you spoke to Tomlin? You spoke to Tomlin?
Yes, sir. It was amazing. It was one of those moments that you'll never forget, and I still remember it. He told me, "Man, throw your bag down. Take a load off. Be easy. We just here to talk to you and get to know you." And it was just like one of those, like, man, he just doesn't know I'm officially here with him.
By the way, I've loved talking ball with Mike Tomlin whenever I have that opportunity, and because he just makes me want to hit somebody, and I don't do that professionally for a living. But I'll be honest with you, Nolan, they'll be lucky if you drop to 17. You know what I mean? That's where they're sitting. And so, did you speak to Chicago? Did you speak to the Bears too?
Yes, sir. I spoke to the Bears organization. We have a lot of guys that came from the Bears. Roquan.
Yep.
When we spoke to their organization, they just talked about how much they love Georgia players and just our program and what Coach Smart has built and what he's producing out of Georgia.
Do you speak to Houston? You speak to them? D'Amico Ryans in Houston?
Sir.
Arizona?
Yes, sir. I spoke to Houston. It was amazing. I talked to a lot of teams. All my interviews were amazing. I was just happy to talk to some of the best coaches in the world at their professions, talk ball with them. And
Arizona, Colts, you probably spoke to everybody, right? You mentioned Pete Carroll.
Yes, sir.
Seattle?
Yes, sir. I spoke to the Colts and the great Pete Carroll. It was one of those interviews where when I got to shake his hand, it was like, man, I really want to take a picture of my hand just to let my father know I just shook Pete Carroll's hand.
So what's your team growing up then? Is it the Falcons because you're from Savannah, or you played for Georgia? Is it that simple? Or
yes, sir. I really just didn't have a team growing up, but I did cheer for the Falcons. I know a lot of people think I'm going to go there. I'm just blessed to go to any of these 32 teams. Whoever picks me up, just know they're getting a guy that likes to work and is just ready to play some football.
Nolan Smith here on the Rich Eisen Show. All right, Nolan, before I let you go, so after Georgia destroys TCU and wins the national championship, somebody stepped to a microphone and said the following words: "They thought we were going to go 7-5. We end up perfect. I could talk trash now because I'm done." Who was that person, Nolan Smith, that said Georgia was going to go 7-5? Who is that person?
I have to say, Coach Smart put it in our head early. They don't want you to win again, and I say it. I think Coach Smart said that.
So now you're the one after the game who said they thought we were going to go 7-5. right?
Oh,
You,
yeah, I said that.
You said that. And now I'm like, who said who? I need to know. I have not met a single person that thought Georgia would lose one game, let alone 5 last year. I don't get it.
Yeah.
I don't get it, Nolan.
You know, you got to put that self-chip on your shoulder. And since day one, since we were running, that's the one thing that I said. Everyone want us to lose. Everyone, we got a target on our back. And Coach Smart said we'll do the hunting. And so, you know, I try to make up my own little narrative, tell people, you know, they want us to go 7-5 just because a couple of years ago, that's what Georgia did.
I got it. Okay. So now, you don't know a single person who thought Georgia was going to go 7-5, right, Nolan? You didn't meet a single soul who thought that. That's what you're saying.
No, sir.
Okay. But we did meet a bunch of people who wanted Georgia to lose. We did meet a lot of those people, right?
Yep.
Okay. Very good. I was in the building that night, man. That thing was a wrap within 5 minutes. Over. Finished.
Yeah. It was electric, though. It was one of the best games just for me, just to see my guys out there having fun, having a blast. Just this whole season, from JC holding up the quarterback at LSU, I was like, man, I never had more fun just being on the sideline with these guys, and I'm so happy I didn't leave to go train.
Well, and now you are a guy who is atop so many people's draft boards. What is draft night going to be like for you, Nolan? What can you envision right now?
I just envision just me sitting with my mom and my close family, just the people that really got me there, and just envision my mom crying. You know, this has been a goal for me, just to play in the National Football League. I just always wanted to be a football player, and I played since I was 4. So I just imagine she's just crying, letting it go.
What's she done for you? Walk me through that, Nolan, your mom.
Just everything. You know, that's the reason that I started my camp in Savannah. My mom used to wake me up. We used to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning and drive to Atlanta to make registration at 7 after she just worked the long hours. So she's my everything, and I love her to death, and she's one of the reasons that I play this game still like I do to this day.
What's her name?
Shakima Begum.
Okay. What did she do that she was working all day and drove you? What's her gig?
Well, she used to work at Mart, so she used to work at a gas station, and she used to do in those little Mart phone booths.
Sure.
The person that's in there, she used to do the all-night shift, the graveyard shift, and the morning shift. Now she works at South Coast Medical Building, but hopefully, you know, my goal is to retire my mom completely.
And was she on the other end of the phone when you picked it back up at the combine? You told her it was 439?
Oh, yeah. As soon as I called her, she said she was just excited to see me run. She said she was happy. She knew that I was mad, but she was just excited to see me run just because I watched the NFL Combine as a kid, and I used to be one of those kids that had it on all day.
Well, this is a thrill to meet you this way and meet you the way I met you on Thursday night, sitting in the booth and watching you run, and then, you know, give it your all and put it all on the line. You got fans here, sir. So good luck to you in your pro day days and your interview days. And I do hope that you will, if you do, come to the draft and in Kansas City, I'll see you. And if not, I'll see you down the line. I greatly appreciate it, Nolan.
Yes, sir. I greatly appreciate you having me on. And one thing, go Dogs.
Okay. Is that the surf part or the turf part of the Dogs?
Oh, yeah, that's both.
Of course it is. Why not? You got 2 championships. You got surf and turf. I got it. I got you. Thanks again for the call, Nolan. Congrats.
Thanks again for having me. Y'all have a great day.
You got it. That's Nolan Smith, everybody. Who the hell wouldn't want him on their football team? Come on.
He's not going to
Who
get
wants
to
Nolan
14.
Smith? The answer is everybody.
Can he get to 14?
Do you think what if he plays for Tomlin?
He's not going
Get out of here.
He's not going to get to 17.
He's not going to get to 17.
He's not going to get past
Maybe they come get him.
11, 12.
Maybe they come get him. Like they went to go get Devin Bush.
Yeah. Good guy. You just never know.
I mean, he could go in the top 10.
He should go in the top 10. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.